You've already seen her beautiful brownstone on Homeworthy, and now it's time to spend a day with her. Today we're joining Elyce Arons, co-founder and CEO of Frances Valentine, as she makes her way to the brand's New York City headquarters. From a morning stroll through the charming streets of the West Village to a quick stop at the famed McNally Jackson, where she signs copies of We Might Just Make It After All. Her new book chronicling her best friendship with fashion designer Kate Spade, who she founded the company with back in 1993. Elyce's day is filled with color and creativity, so she then takes us to the Flower District to pick up some blooms for her office. So join us for an exclusive look inside Frances Valentine's fabulous headquarters, where the magic truly happens. You're watching Homeworthy, where we believe every home has a story.
Get the paper! Suki, get the paper! Hi, Homeworthy. I'm Elyce Arons. Welcome back. I've got to go to the office today, but first I'm going to run some errands. Come with me. Now I'm in the West Village and I'm walking to McNally Jackson to sign some of my books. We Might Just Make It After All. Then I'm headed to the Wholesale Flower District, where I'm buying some flowers for the Frances Valentine showroom. And I would love to give you a tour of the showroom. Come along. I have lived in the West Village for about 25 years, which is a long time, and I just love the sense of community. I think what drove me to even want to live here is it's so charming, it feels really neighborhoody, people are so friendly, and I know all my neighbors. I love it here. I think my favorite thing that makes me smile more than anything else is knowing all of my friends and neighbors. And we have a big party on Bank Street once or twice a year that's a big table down our street, and it's so much fun to get together with everyone. My neighborhood strolls sometimes inspire things for the Frances Valentine collection. I'll use my front door as an example. It's bright red, so obviously red plays a big part in our design process at Frances Valentine. I think it took me a while to discover my own personal style over the years, and what I've always been drawn to are nostalgic pieces and vintage looks, and my hair being a little bit different than just straight down. So I've kind of developed this over time, and I love vintage things. Our home is very vintage. A lot of my clothing pieces are vintage pieces, and I'm really inspired by different eras of time. So here I am at McNally Jackson signing copies of We Might Just Make It After All, and it feels so great to be in such a wonderful store and see my book on the shelves. It's great. You know, what goes through my mind when I sign a copy for someone is what this book has meant to that particular person, because people will come up to me and they'll talk about New York City in the 90s, they'll talk about the tales of entrepreneurship, and mostly they come up with stories about their best friendships in their lives. Probably one of the most joyful stories in the book is when, and I know this sounds funny, but is when Vogue magazine was shooting us in 1995 for a Vogue article, because here we were, kids from the Midwest starting this company, and all of a sudden here we are being shot by our favorite magazine, Vogue. I have had so many wonderful people come to the book signings who tell me their stories about being in New York in the 90s, about their own struggles to make it. And probably the most impactful to me have been the stories about their own best friendships and relationships. My most favorite part of being on the book tour is really meeting all these lovely people and having them relate their own personal connection to different parts of the book. to me personally. And it's been an incredible and amazing journey. So I'm getting this one today. It's brand new, kind of excited to read it, but I wanted to show you a few of my own favorites that I've read this year that I just loved. This one, The Friday Afternoon Club by Griffin Dunn, fantastic. I Regret Almost Everything by Keith McNally, also really good. These are all really New York City books that I just love. And then When the Going Was Good by Graydon Carter. All three of these I've read this year and just loved. So when you're an author, they give you one of these free totes. I just bought a couple of books that I want to read, and I absolutely love the design of their totes. They're so cool. How fun is that? And it matches my outfit. Now let's head to G Page to get some flowers. I love 28th Street in the Flower District. This is the best smelling street in all of New York City with all of the fresh flowers and all of this foliage. It's beautiful this time of year, spring, fall. This time of year is all fall flowers and it's great. And I want to show you G Page. I tend to gravitate towards really vibrant, saturated colors. So, and some of my favorite flowers, of course, tulips, beautiful any time of year, but I absolutely love ranunculus. So these yellow ranunculus, gorgeous. The red ones, I mean, look at these colors, just so beautiful, vibrant. Also, I see today that they have poppies, which are just gorgeous. They're just the kookiest looking flowers in the world, but they just make such cool arrangements. And one of my favorite things to do is actually only put one type of flower. I'm not really a flower arranger. I really like one type of flower because I think it really shows off how special that flower is. Look at these crazy poppies. Wow. So I'm going to get today these beautiful, really crazy poppies and these ranunculus. There's so many other beautiful flowers here. I wish I could take everything home. But what I like to do is really put these on our foyer table at the entryway and then also on the main table in our showroom, just because it's so artful and gorgeous and natural and perfect for this time of year. I think it's so important to have fresh flowers in our office every day. I love to have them at home as well. And it just brings nature inside. And there's so much color and personality to all of these flowers that it just adds to the personality of our office and my home. We just finished at G Page. Now let's head to the office. Now we're at the office and I'm so excited to give you a tour. We're going to go up to the 8th floor and I'm going to show you our gorgeous showroom. So what drew Frances Valentine to this building is its history of art and culture. It was built as an artist residence in 1900, and Florine Stettheimer was the first tenant of this space, and she was an artist and she lived here. And every space in this building has gorgeous windows that the light just pours in from. It felt like the perfect place for Frances Valentine, given that we are a design company. I think Florine Stettheimer's legacy really still lives in this space because she loved vibrant colors, and at Frances Valentine we are so about color and print and really deep saturation in those colors that I think she would really love what we do here, and we're the perfect next tenant for this space. Given that we are really in the heart of Manhattan here at Bryant Park, I feel like it is the heartbeat of the city, and this building is right in the middle of everything, and it's this little jewel that's right here, and here we are right in the center of it. So I feel like it's kind of the heartbeat of the city. One of the things I love most about this space is the high ceilings, because it gives us an opportunity to really create a beautiful art wall. So these are all personal pieces that have been collected and are displayed in our showroom. And we'll change this out occasionally, but really, really fun pieces, and they kind of give the whole space, take it back to its real character. One thing that happened yesterday was I came upstairs just for a meeting in the showroom, and the staff pranked me and replaced one of these paintings with a painting that they made of me. They played a joke on me totally, and it took me a few minutes to catch it, but it's really funny. I love being able to display art because it feels very personal, very homey at the same time. Some of the favorite pieces here that I love are Lowell Boyers, Rene Ricard, and Julian Schnabel. This space has multi-floors, and although this is our showroom area, we have a staircase, and all the staircases are really ornate in this building. Ours is probably the most simple of all of them, but it leads up to other offices upstairs where our business units are housed, our marketing, our e-commerce, our retail, and our wholesale divisions. And these windows we replaced. It was beveled glass before in the 1970s, and when we moved in 2014, we changed it. We bought those windows from an old school and had them all replaced and put hinges on them so that it created an open space so that we could open those windows when we wanted to. And it's really, really beautiful. Say hi, Homeworthy.
Hi, Homeworthy.
I think it's important for us to share the story behind this space with our audience because of our own take on nostalgia and vintage pieces. We rework a lot of vintage pieces to be more modern pieces for today, but they still have all of those personal stories that the women who wore those vintage pieces lived through. And for me, living in this space and designing and creating in this space really brings that story forward. Because of its history, I feel like this building is the perfect home for Frances Valentine. So I feel like there is a real connection to Florine Stettheimer because back in the day, she didn't get a lot of attention for her work. Today, her pieces are hanging in the Met, and it really makes my heart happy to know that she's getting the recognition today, and she was the first female tenant of this space, and Frances Valentine has really carried that forward. Another interesting thing about this space is, although it did have a fireplace, it wasn't here when we moved in. It had all been boarded up. So we searched and found a mantle we loved. It was shipped here and it cracked into pieces right out in front of the building. So we ordered another mantle. They're all vintage, so you have to find exactly the right one that fits and that you love. So this is our mantle. We also opened the fireplace back up, added all of this brickwork here, brought in our own andirons, and sort of created our new mantle space. Even though the fireplace is not working anymore, it still gives that cozy feeling. One of the nice things about the mantle is we can use it to display art or product. So right now we've got these Juno bags up here, one of our favorite fall handbags. This one actually has a crossbody strap, but it's just so fashion forward and fun. And as far as the furniture goes, we tend to go for mid-century modern style pieces. I just think they have such a cleanliness and an architecture to them that really suits our brand. Perfect example of that mid-century modern furniture we really look for is this coffee table right here. It's got a beautiful leg and tabletop. It's just perfect for the showroom. So for people who haven't been in a Frances Valentine store, it feels much like this space that I'm in. We like to make people feel when they're walking in that they're entering their best friend's home. We have usually a comfortable sofa, chairs, a coffee table, really great music, and you're surrounded by gorgeous pieces of hand-selected artwork. And I just want people to feel like when they're walking in that they're very welcome. So we've got many stores across the country, and although they share the same aesthetic theme throughout, each is almost a reflection of its own community. With the artwork we pick and all the different personal pieces that we add to those stores, it feels like your neighborhood favorite shop. This space feels like that cozy living room space. We always look for vintage rugs that are usually Moroccan or Turkish woven, and they're usually very saturated with color. I love vintage Moroccan rugs. For this actual space, when we moved into this building, these windows were blackened out and they were boarded up. So we took all the paint off. We didn't do a good job on part of it there, but we took all the paint off, took all the boards off. We actually put flower boxes out there, and there's an air shaft that was dark and dirty. So we cleaned it up a little bit. We painted it white, and we put lights that shone up so that it gave it a brighter, cleaner space, and it actually adds a lot of depth to this room. I absolutely adore vintage rugs, and I tend to always look for ones from Morocco or Turkey because they have beautiful saturated colors. And here are the beauties that we just picked up at G. Page, which work perfectly in here. At Frances Valentine, what I'm most excited about for the future is our collaboration with the Mary Tyler Moore Foundation. It is benefiting her Vision Initiative. And what that is basically is we're designing it right now. It is reminiscent styles from the Mary Richards era when Mary Tyler Moore played Mary Richards, as well as some pieces from her Laura Petrie days on the Dick Van Dyke Show. I am really excited about, we're doing apparel pieces, we're doing shoes, we're doing bags, and most of all, what's really, really exciting, this is all gonna launch in fall 26, but we have the hat. So we're recreating the hat and the pea coat and everything Mary. Mary Tyler Moore is significant to me because I grew up watching her show. And in the early 70s, women did not have the same rights that we have today. Mary became that modern, confident woman of the time who made it on her own without a boyfriend, a fiance, or a husband, and really forged her career path in a predominantly male-dominated field. And she was confident, she was stylish, she had great friends, and she had a very cool apartment. And we all wanted to be like Mary. The real beauty of these spaces for the artists are the gorgeous light that filters through here every single day, because even though it's not south-facing light, the reflection we get from all of the park and the buildings outside is just magnificent. It's perfect for photo shoots, perfect for painting, perfect for any kind of design work you want to do. Having these high ceilings is terrific because it allows us to have this fabulous chandelier that we installed. We used to have track lighting in here when we moved in, and we replaced that with these gorgeous lights. But you could only have these in something that has a really high ceiling. Homeworthy, it's been great spending the day with you. Thank you for coming on my office tour, but I gotta get to work. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to go to homeworthy.com for exclusive content, shopping guides, and so much more.